So, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris and I'm a gorilla in the wrist. And if you enjoy my content, it'd be fantastic if you could click that subscribe button. Let's get into the watches. So first up today is this Baltony S20 4030. It's in the 11.11 sale at £95.99, which seems like a decent price to me. It's a 40mm bronze diver, has 20mm lugs, just under 14mm in terms of case thickness, so it's a bit of a chunky monkey, a bit like myself, and has 46mm lug to lug. It's housing the NH38 movement, has sapphire crystal, it has 200 meters of water resistance, although clearly on that gorgeous leather strap I certainly wouldn't be taking in the water. And comes in a couple of colour varieties, but the one that really sticks out for me is the red. That red against the bronze is absolutely fantastic. I have a bit of a thing for red dials at the moment. You're going to see a few in this video. So yeah, for me, I think this has been a well-received watch, but this is all about the dial, really. Baltony is very good at what it does. And at this price, I think this is the lowest price that I've ever seen this particular watch at. But it does feel like they've got this absolutely right. The colour's sumptuous. It's got a really good movement in it, so you're not going to have problems in terms of that. Sapphire crystal, this one is going to last a while. So for me, I would recommend this one very strongly. It isn't the first time that this has appeared on one of my lists. So yeah, here we have the Baltony S20 4030. So next up is this Proxima PX1734, which you'll be able to pick up in the 11.11 sale at £68.99, less than 70 quid for a Proxima. Never seen that before. It is a bit of a slice of 70s lusciousness, really, that square TV look, and those colours are absolutely fantastic. In terms of what you're getting, it's a 39mm square dial. Has 20mm lugs, it's 44mm lug to lug because obviously it's square, and comes in at a fairly narrow 11.6mm. It has the Seiko VK64 movement in it. It has sapphire crystal. It has 100 meters of water resistance. But again, this one is all about the dial, and my favourite is actually the red. So apologies, two red dials, not the variety that people may necessarily like. But at this price and this style, with these specs, I find this a really compelling watch. This is certainly, well, it's in my basket. It's almost certainly going to get picked up for this sort of money. And I really like the two colour schemes. Again, they've stuck with a bit of the 70s themes, that red, but also that green and blue. These are bold colours, and I really like this. I've not had a Proxima before, so first time for everything, I guess. But those specs are really, really good. Sapphire crystal, size-wise, it looks good as well. This is going to be a huge watch on your wrist. And enough water resistance at 100 meters for what you need it for, really. But just look at it. Look at that dial. Proper tachometer bezel. Just really, really good. I am very impressed, and I am certainly looking forward to these turning up. Not entirely convinced by the loom shock, to be absolutely honest. But I think given the colour of these ones, I'd probably be willing to forgive it that. So next up is the Addis Dive AD2066, which you can pick up in the sale for £40.49. That's a little bit galling because I paid 50 quid for it no more than a couple of weeks ago, because I'd seen this one and really thought I wanted to try it out. In terms of specifications, it's a 36mm sports watch, I guess. Has 46mm lug to lug, so even though it's got small diameter, it still wears well on this particular gorilla's wrists. Has 19mm lugs, which is a little bit unusual, but is only 11mm thick. Has the Seiko VH31 movement, 100 meter water resistance, but no mineral crystal on this one. This is just a K1 mineral, which is a little bit unusual, but I guess at this price. And this is the watch in hand, and it is all about that dial. So I mean, I like the other colours, but I think the green really, really suits it. I'm impressed by the way that Addy's Die have changed the logo to fix the style of the watch. It's just a really good offer. And I think for the money that you can pick these up, I paid around 49. I think they're going to be around 42 on the sale. It has a fairly solid VH31 movement. You're not going to have any problems with it. The only downside is it's not a sapphire crystal, it's K1 mineral. But I think at this price, I think that's acceptable. And I do understand why it gets so much love. The bracelet is reasonable and it has a fairly decent ladder clasp there. Branded as well. I'm not sure about that branding on the here. I think it might be they would have been wiser sticking with the brush script. But apart from that, it's hard to say anything bad about this watch at this price. It's an absolutely fantastic offer. So next up is this rather glorious Tandorio. Doesn't have a serial number. However, this is their Serica homage. And again, another watch that's all about the dial. So it's a 40mm dive watch, has 20mm lugs and just under 14mm thick. Lug to lug is pretty good at around 44mm. Apparently it has a bubble bow sapphire crystal. I'm assuming they mean double dome sapphire crystal. Does come with NH35 movement, but this one is certainly all about the dial. So again, a very stylish. I mean, no credit to Tandorio because clearly this is homaging the Serica watch. But it works. You'll see it in hand in a moment. It is a lovely looking watch. Fits very well the style and it comes on a variety of colours. And at the moment, at around £54 seems very, very reasonable. Certainly that's the cheapest I've ever seen it for. And hence I've gobbled one up. Let's see what it looks like on the wrist. And there it is, the Tandorio in hand. I'm going to get in trouble because this is my birthday and it's not my birthday. It's my birthday present and it's not my birthday yet. But I thought I would show you the watch on hand. I'd been threatening to get this one for a while and it is every bit as gorgeous as I thought it was going to be. Decent movement, sapphire crystal. It's not on a bad leather strap, rubber strap either. I'm a cheapskate, so I went for the cheaper option in terms of the strap. But it's nice waffle feel to it. But this watch is all about that dial, which is absolutely sumptuous. Really nice bezel as well. 200 meters of water resistance. This is an absolute banger. And if you can pick these up for anywhere under 50 quid, then absolutely get one. Comes in a lot of other colours, but a really, really nice watch, this one. I've been very impressed and I'm sorely looking forward to my birthday when I can officially open it. And then my final pick for the 11/11 sale for 2024 is the Skmi 1456. No surprise, because anybody who has watched any of my recommendation videos know that I absolutely love this watch. Homaging the Casio metal G-Shock square, this watch is just fantastic value for money. I've had this for about 4 years now, and every time I look at it, it makes me smile. And you can't really put a price on that. I'm not going to go through the specs. We are going to do a quick check of it on the wrist, but you can pick this one up in the 11/11 sale for £8.31. It has exactly the same functionality as the G-Shock, just clearly isn't quite as robust. But for look and feel, this is absolutely fantastic. So in the hand, this watch looks exactly as it looks on paper. The bracelet doesn't feel cheap. For me, I think it's quite impressive. Clearly, we're only talking about a fairly cheap press clasp, but actually, in terms of look and feel, this feels sturdy. And I've had this for 4 years now, and I've never changed the battery on it, which is quite impressive. In terms of functionality, it's got exactly the same as the Casio, so it has an alarm, it has a stopwatch, it has dual time, it has a countdown timer. And does have a 24-hour day date, we have the day at the top, the date and the month, and a decent, I'm not sure it will show it on here, but a pretty decent electronic backlight. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong thing, hang on. Hard to argue that doesn't look the business. So for £8 for one of these, I've been recommending it for 4 years. I'd still recommend it. I don't think you can go too far wrong. It's not a G-Shock. Don't throw it across the room or out the window. It will not bounce. Do not take it swimming. But aside from that, for look and feel, this is pretty good.